Welcome to another episode of Connected Life. On this week's show, we're going to look at energy and the ways in which technology will help us better produce it, consume it, and share it.
We have taken our water for granted. You know, we live in a country, people say, what do you mean, what water crisis? We have a water crisis here too, partly because we've abused our water, partly because climate change and the changing hydrologic system will impact us here, partly because we live next to the biggest superpower in the world and they're growing thirsty. It's time for a debate in this country on water. It's time for us to make certain principled decisions about how to protect our water, ecologically and politically. Ecologically in terms of conservation and water quality, politically in terms of saying that we have jurisdiction over our water and it must not be turned over to major corporations to export to the United States for their profit. The thing to do is not to feel helpless. The thing to do is to know that if we all work together, we can change it, we can save the world's water, and in doing so, perhaps we can demonstrate how we can learn to live with each other in peace and with the earth in some kind of harmony.
The Pentagon is going solar. No big surprise here, though. Their interest comes from the need to acquire energy on the battlefield. Still, they have publicly stated that space-based solar power could actually help the U.S. slow climate change and avoid conflicts over oil. Now, the National Security Space Office is asking for funding to develop a space-based solar power platform. This platform would be in geosynchronous orbit around the Earth and would actually be bigger than the International Space Station. But exactly how they plan to beam the 5 to 10 megawatts of power back to Earth is apparently still classified.
In one of its gyms, California Fitness has installed power collectors in the cycling elliptical and Stairmaster machines to help power the lights and TV. The East Japan Railway Company uses a similar idea at Tokyo Station. Piezoelectric pads turn the foot pressure from 700,000 daily travelers into 100 milliwatts of energy. Now that's people power.
Canadians are some of the world's largest users of electricity. And as we scramble to find alternative energy sources, you're going to be hearing a lot more about a nuclear power renaissance. Now, unfortunately, nuclear energy has some serious problems, and we need to address them honestly. Now, disregarding supposedly terrorist dangers, the production of nuclear energy has some serious potential health risks. First of all nuclear reactors emit a radioactive form of hydrogen called tritium. Now, tritium can cause cancer and birth defects, but despite this fact, allowable levels of tritium in Canada are actually 10 times higher than in the US and 100 times higher than in Europe. Now, Canada also has 35,000 tons of radioactive waste currently and nowhere to safely store it. Nuclear power has already been subsidized by taxpayers to the tune of over $16 billion in the last 50 years alone. Now, if we put half as much research and development into renewables, we might discover that solar, wind, and other energy sources could provide cheaper, cleaner, and safer energy.
Nuclear power, I'm not sure. I think we need a lot more information.
But of course, there is a major problem related to the disposal of the final material, which is radioactive.
Really don't know a lot about nuclear power, so it's hard to say whether it's good or bad or whether it's environmentally friendly or not. You don't really have the information you need.
I would prefer nuclear power over coal-generated power.
I think it's an essential power. I think it's a very clean power as well. And so long as you don't live in Chernobyl, it's very safe.
Now that Alberta has removed its cap on wind energy, things in Canada are definitely blowing in the right direction again. Now, besides the obvious environmental benefits, wind farms offer economic advantages as well, especially to rural communities. They can provide steady lease payments to landowners, create new construction jobs, and provide huge energy savings. Unfortunately, Canada is still well behind many countries when it comes to wind power production. Germany is actually the world's leader in wind power capacity, but Australia has just announced plans to build the world's largest wind farm. This one will cost $1.8 billion, have 400 turbines, and deliver 1,000 megawatts of clean, renewable energy. And it'll help reduce Australia's greenhouse gas emissions by up to 3.5 million tons each year. Wind power has grown rapidly over the past decade, and it could supply as much as 16% of the world's electricity today.
A low-flow shower head can cut your water use by over 30%, and if you install tap aerators, you'll get the same pressure with less water flow. Start washing and rinsing your clothes in cold water, and you'll reduce the energy needed for a load of laundry by 93%. Simple steps can make a big difference.
A company called Brainwave claims to have created a technology that induces meditation using brainwave tapes and CDs based on binaural beat frequency research. Brainwave states that their products can bring people into an altered state of consciousness within minutes. Well, if you really want to achieve a higher level of consciousness, I suggest you tune in next week. And until then, just keep clicking and stay connected.